Hey guys, I hope you guys have all stayed healthy and are finishing out the school year strong. I wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you and to Tabitha Noble for making my first year as a head coach an awesome and great experience for myself, and I hope it was a great experience for you as well. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Zonico for all her help here with this throughout the season. I want to thank the janitors for keeping the gym clean and all the help that they've given us, and the bus drivers for getting us to each of our events safely. I also want to thank Dan for dealing with me every day and having to help me through my first year and giving me all the ins and outs and what I need to know to make the season a success. To each of my four eighth graders, thank you for trusting me and giving your full effort throughout the season. Audrey, Aubrey, Kinsey, and Morgan, you each saw great growth throughout the season, and I know that your family saw that as well. I hope you guys truly enjoyed the season as much as I did, and I hope that you continue to go on to high school and play volleyball because I see great success in each one of your futures. To the rest of you guys, we had a great season, especially my little seventh grade team. We went undefeated. We never truly lost two consecutive sets. You guys are amazing. You each have a special talent and contribute to the team more than you guys know. So please, over the summer, make sure you grab a volleyball, and if this quarantine stuff goes off, try to make a camp. I hope that we can get into the gym and do some open gyms and kind of get started off, and I can't wait to see what next season brings.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke. Your love life's to your way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. You're still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like these, but she didn't tell you when the world was brought you down to your knees. And I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. No one could ever know me, no one could ever see me. Seems you're the only one who knows what it's like to be me. Someone to face the day with, make it through all of the rest with. Someone I always laugh with, even at my worst, my best with you. Yeah. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. I'll be there for you.
Thank you to everybody for joining this presentation for the 2019 Pronghorn Middle School football season. First, I would like to start with a thank you to the parents for letting your athletes come and join us on the football field. It made it a great season, and we do appreciate it. Second, to this great community. Without your support in not only the high school, middle school football, but everything, all the other sports and everything for the school, we would not be where we are today without this great community. This was a great season, obviously full of ups and downs, but I think there were more ups than there were downs. Watching these athletes develop on the football field from the beginning of the season to the end was tremendous. Hopefully, your enjoyment of the game increased as well. We had some new players out this year, which was great. We learned a lot. And we had some old players that continued to develop and increase their ability. We also had some younger players step up and play hard. Everybody played hard, but we had some younger guys step up and help us out tremendously. Um, so for that, we thank you, and it was a great season. Finally, I'd like to give a shout out to our 8th graders who will be moving up to the high school level this fall. Cash Jones, Connor Weiss, Gage Householder, and Ori Johnson. Watching you boys develop on the football field the last 3 years and how much you had developed is pretty incredible. Hopefully, you guys keep in the hard work and dedication that you brought to every practice throughout your high school career and in the off seasons to continue to develop and succeed and become a successful high school athlete in all things that you do. And appreciate it, and I wish you good luck in the future. Thank you.
Stood there boldly, sweating in the sun. Felt like a million, felt like number one. The height of summer, I'd never felt that strong. Like a rock, I was 18, didn't have a care, working for peanuts, not a dime to spare. But I was leaning, solid everywhere, like a rock. My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock, I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams. "20 years now, where'd they go? 20 years, I don't know. sit and I wonder sometimes where they've gone. And sometimes late at night, oh, when I'm bathed in the firelight, the moon comes calling a ghostly white, and I recall like a rock, standing arrow straight, like a rock, charging from the gate, like a rock, carrying the weight, like a rock, oh, like a rock, the sun upon my skin, like a rock, hard against the wind, like a rock, I see myself again, like a rock, oh, like a rock.
Hey, this is Coach Keeler. I'm here to talk about our middle school girls basketball program for the 2019-2020. Two areas that we had a lot of success in this year was our motion offense. We've been implementing this offense for the last 2 years, and this year I saw that girls really start to understand how to move with and without the ball. They had really good spacing this year, which caused a lot better ball movement. Just a lot better movement with our motion and an understanding of how that motion offense works. The other area that we saw lots of success in this year and saw lots of improvement was our man-to-man defense. We probably spent 45 minutes of our practice working on this man-to-man defense. The girls had really good skills individually. This year we decided to take it to another level and teach the help side team concept of man-to-man defense, where they're learning how to slide over and how to do that more on a systematic basis. They just did a great job of figuring out how to help each other out. I would say the defense was our strength this year, and it caused the other teams to make a lot of mistakes and turnovers, and we were able to capitalize on that. We won a lot of our games because of our man-to-man defense. So good job, girls, on working on those two areas and being able to be so successful in them. This is our team of this 2019. We had 4 fifth graders, Bailey, Kaylee, Michaela, and Carolyn. 2 of the girls, Michaela and Carolyn, this is the first time they've really played a lot. And they really worked on their individual skills and really grew a lot this year. Callie had more experience than the other girls. Bailey was also new to the basketball this year, but as a group of girls, they really were eager when they came to practice. They spent a lot of time learning those skills with Coach Chris and learning the team concepts, and were so eager to get on the court as much as they possibly could. I just appreciate their willingness to try something new and to get out there and really put a lot of effort into it, and their eagerness to play basketball. Group of 6th graders, Autumn, JC, Cadence, Olivia, and Emily. Some of them, this is their first time that they've ever played basketball, and then Cadence and Olivia were pretty seasoned players. It was just fun to watch them start together, to come together as a team, to encourage each other and help each other grow and to learn new skills and to come together as a team. And it'll be fun to watch them as they continue to grow together, and encourage those younger players to improve their skills and just to play as a team, and their chemistry. Cadence and Olivia are a lot of fun because they have a lot of just understanding where each other's at on the court. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch as they grow through the years. Great group of 7th grade girls, Rebecca, Katie, Kaden, Kata, Keely, Riley, and Ashley. Very, very athletic, quick learners. They really were catching on to the motion offense and our help side man-to-man. One of the areas I saw a lot of growth was in the maturity of the leadership. They did a great job of helping out the younger players on our team and just helping them where they should be in our offense or on their defense, and getting up and down the court and being really positive. And I just appreciate that. These girls had to play a lot of basketball. Same with our sixth graders. But our seventh graders also had to play a lot because we didn't have an eighth grade team, so they had to play all the seventh grade and eighth grade games. Some of our sixth graders also had to play up to seventh grade and onto the eighth grade team. So as a team, they really had to help each other out there on the court. And I just appreciate the athleticism of this group and their willingness to compete even when they got tired, because we just didn't have enough girls, and they just got on the court and they really, really worked hard. Here's our lone eighth grader, Morgan Watts. This is her second year of playing basketball. And even though she hasn't played a whole lot of basketball, she grew significantly and really caught on to the motion offense and caught on to our man-to-man. She's probably one of our best man-to-man defense players. I just really appreciated her maturity and her leadership as an eighth grader on and off the court. She was really good with helping with the younger girls and encouraging them and just being positive and being coachable. And just thanks so much, Morgan. It's been an honor to coach you during your middle school years. It's going to be exciting to watch you grow in the next high school level as an athlete. AJ started to play basketball this year, and then she decided to be our manager, and appreciate the help that she did as our manager for a while. Thank you to Mr. Mitch for all that you do for our middle school program. Thank you for scheduling a great schedule with a lot of competitive games. For such a short season, we play a lot of games, and that comes from our athletic director, who's able to get us on a really good schedule, and just a lot of support to Coach Chris and I, whatever we need. And thank you so much for all your commitment to our middle school program. Thank you to the bus drivers who spend a lot of hours with us and being entertained by the middle school girls. Thank you for being so flexible with us. Thank you to the custodians who take care of our gym and our locker rooms and help set up and take down after our games. Thank you for all you do for our young athletes. And last but not least, thank you so much to Coach Chris, our assistant basketball coach. She's amazing. She is so very helpful for our young girls who are just starting out, and she teaches them great fundamentals and is really positive. Just appreciate all you do for me and for our team on and off the court. She also put together the slideshow after this. Last but not least, I just want to thank you girls for being amazing athletes and great young ladies to be with and to hang out with. I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your perseverance, your honesty to me, and all of that is going to help this team grow and become better each and every year. Thank you for the time that you put in on the off season, all the shots that you put in before school and during the summer. I encourage you to keep doing that, and I can't wait. I've missed seeing you guys around this spring, and I'm anxious to hear the basketballs bouncing in the gym again. Can't wait to see you guys next fall. Take care.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise, staring at you from afar, analyzing every scar, asking myself how we got here. Remember, this is who we are. I am not here for revenge. I did not come to make amends, not here to repent for my sins. I just came here to win. I just came here to end. I just came here to fight. Show you everything you said I couldn't be. I became overnight. This for the blood, this is for the tears, this is for my pain and my plight. Two walked in, but only one of us is walking out of here tonight. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise.
The 2020 Farson-Eden Middle School boys basketball season is one that I will remember for the rest of my life. As it turns out, this was to be my last season as the middle school boys coach, and it was as satisfying as any that I've ever had the pleasure to be a part of. The reason? This group of young men are some of the finest, respectable, and hardest working players that I've ever coached. On top of that, they really are a lot of fun to be around. So let me start with my 6th grade players. Casey DeBry came to our team a little later on in the season. This was his first experience with sports, and I have to say, he did a great job considering he faced two of the most hard-nosed, tough coaches you could ever find. Or at least that's true about Coach Mines. I'm really glad that he stuck it out. The next two are Cole Johnson and Eli Shear. Honestly, these two could have started on the 8th grade team, maybe on any 8th grade team that I've ever had. They pushed themselves hard, and when they thought they had reached a level that was above and beyond that of a good 6th grade player, I would swoop in, burst their bubble, and ask for more. Be better, shoot better, play better defense, don't make mistakes. I believe there were times when these two would have paid extra to see me choke on my whistle and miss a couple weeks of the season. I've got news for them, though. They're not the first to feel that way. In the end, they are not good 6th grade players. They are outstanding middle school players who can, and soon will need to, carry a team on their back. While they will definitely remember the near edge of tears that I continue to bring them to, I hope they will also remember the huge improvements that they made this year. Next are the 7th grade, which can be split into two groups. The first group is Logan, Kirkland, and Cooper. These three guys are on the cusp of becoming basketball players. I give them full credit for toughing out the season, coming to practice, working hard, and never complaining. The great news is, as we all watched as Cooper put the ball on the floor and drove around a defender who was playing him too close, we witnessed Kirkland play tough defense on a good ball handler and also take the ball to the hoop for a score. Finally, we saw Logan pull down a rebound, kick the ball out to a teammate without a turnover, as well as scoring with a developing shot. This is the future of Pronghorn basketball. They have made some big improvements this year. My hope is they will become involved year-round and step forward with some huge changes that normally take place during traveling and camp ball. Aiden and Kaysen are the other group of 7th graders. We played these guys in dual roles this season. They were instrumental in the success of the 8th grade team and at times were the scoring and defensive punch that we needed to succeed. They were also asked to lead the 7th grade team, but doing so with limited quarters since they were needed for competitive 8th grade games. I can honestly say that Farson-Eden Middle School boys basketball will continue the success that has defined this team. I say that because I know these two young men have the strength and ability to step into the leadership role they deserve. Can I also add that Kaysen, you got to step up and limit the unforced errors that hurt your team's effectiveness. And Aiden Neese, please, 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 please play some defense. Finally, the 8th grade players. I'd like to begin with Gage Householder. If a coach is lucky in their professional career, they will have a Gage on their team. He is a kid who doesn't care if he's in 8th grade or not. If the team needs him to play minutes at any level, he does so without a peep of complaint. Since the team was limited in numbers and still trying to honor our obligations to play 6th, 7th, and 8th grade games on the same evening with some schools, it was vital that 7th and 8th grade players could play down and 6th grade players could play up. Otherwise, it would have been impossible. Gage was that guy who did whatever was asked of him. He had no ego, no refusal to play at a lower level, no complaints. I cannot even begin to tell you how important that is. One can never, ever, ever consider participants who are selfish and spend time revisiting their grievances concerning playing time that was never really earned as athletes or players. They are simply that, participants who took advantage of programs that don't cut their players and allow anyone to join the team, even if they had and continue to have skewed concepts of competitive activities. That is not Gage. Gage is a player. He is an athlete. Next is Loy Madsen. Loy is truly one of the nicest, pleasant, and honorable young men you could ever want to meet. God gave him that left hand, and he will put that to great use as he continues his basketball career. Something about lefties that are hard for the rest of us to defend. It's like they're backwards, and, well, he takes full advantage of that fact. Loy was rock solid for this team. He knew, he understood, he did what was asked of him. What Loy lacks is confidence. It is very difficult for a humble young man to have the arrogance and swagger that a lot of star athletes have. I don't think Loy needs that. He just needs to believe in himself. He needs to focus on the positives that he brings to the game and not worry about the little things, a bad pass, a defensive miscue, or a missed shot. Those are things that everybody does. They're only important if players don't work on improvement and limiting the errors. You got to know when you put a shot up, it's money in the bank. You got to believe. When I first coached Cash when he was in 5th grade, I was actually quite surprised at his level of play. I had watched him play travel basketball with teams from Rock Springs and Pinedale and really thought he was an average player. I have been very cautious in my career to never be too supportive of those who are close to me, my son, my nephew, and eventually my grandsons. If anything, I never gave them their actual recognition that they deserved. Because Cash is the last of them, the last that I will coach, I can honestly say that he was a remarkable leader for this team over the past 2 years. One of his brothers was giving him the business about his play, and I had to remind them that they, or none of his other brothers, had ever been double teamed and occasionally triple teamed by an opponent, whereas Cash had. Cash is nowhere near perfect, and he went through painful stages of shooting slumps, but he was always the defensive stopper and often the only ball handler on the floor. I am very proud of him. The Twin Towers, the pair of destruction, better known as the Big Lutes, were the backbone of the middle school basketball for the past 2 years. I think it would be unfair to lump them into one acknowledgement. They were two absolutely different players and personalities. The things they did have in common were toughness and the ability to step up to any level of physical play. And secondly, they pushed themselves and each other to improve every single day in practice. In 6th grade, they were typical raw players who had issues catching the ball and then not traveling once they had secured it. By 7th grade, they had begun to develop their game, each with a unique skill. Connor was really about brute force. He usually got the ball off of a rebound where he had worked harder than others. Then he would put the ball back up again. What opponents didn't realize that instead of fouling him, which they always did, they should have given him an open, uncontested look at the rim because his shooting percentage was, well, kind of sketchy. I told him then he absolutely needed to become a fantastic free throw shooter. He was going to the line 10 times per game. One thing about Connor's free throws, he either makes it or he misses the entire gym. You never really knew. By the time Connor finished his 8th grade season, he had performances where he absolutely carried the team. The final game at Cokeville really came down to the inability of the Panthers to be able to stop him. It was honestly an amazing culmination of the hard work that he put in over the past 4 years. Ori, on the other hand, is the cerebral player. If you can give him a well-thought reasoning for doing what we do in basketball, he is in 100%. Shooting, defense, ball handling, and even rebounding have scientific basis. Rotational inertia, forces and equal and opposite forces, momentum, bounce, acceleration, and on and on. Ori really buys into the why, and that's what I really love about him. The act of shooting a basketball is a mechanical process that takes all the guesswork out of the act. It also doesn't hurt that he's a big, strong guy. He is no gentle giant. While he would never play dirty or rely on cheap shots, he never backed down from any challenge. At times this year, I would implore the entire team to take it easy on each other and quit practicing fouling, because we were already quite good at that. While Connor really came on in the second half of the season, Ori was the go-to guy from the start. The first and second games against Cokeville, the Panthers fronted, helped side back, brought the top guard down, and the backside forward across in an attempt to stop him. When he was on, teams just didn't have enough players to cover him and his teammates. It is such a bittersweet time for me, knowing that I will not be a significant part of their game really breaks my heart. It makes me question why I felt the need to step aside. And yet, every old ox needs to be put to pasture and let the young and enthusiastic take over. I could not have asked for a better season to end on.
STL dirty, I'm like Magic to Kareem, man, you tell me I ain't worthy. I ain't speaking about a jersey, I'm speaking about income. Did you hear that, Elizabeth? Here come the big one. I put more money in the community than you got in your budget. I put my put your advance to the toilet, then flush it. My last stance be a stand hands of a General Custard. I hot dog cause I can, I got the cheese and mustard. I got the stats of a Hall of Fame in just 2 records. That's why I'm back up at the Super Bowl with Julius Peppers. I got that can't stop, won't stop in my veins. That's why they can't stop, won't stop screaming the name. Nelly, Nelly. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. I'ma keep the same grin whether I lose or win. Up or down 10, I'ma fight to the end. Let's go.
Ain't no way they can stop me now, Daddy, cause I'm on my way. I can feel my ring coming. It's the blood of a champion pumping deep inside my veins. Too much pride to be running. I'ma get what I can and more, even if my blood, my sweat, and my tears don't mean nothing. It's the heart of a champion. It's the heart of a, it's the heart of a.
And I'm the first pick, first round, signing bonus profound, playing for his hometown, repping for the home crowd. Buffalo like Michael Red. Tell him again, it's Buffalo like Michael Red. Hear what I said? The MVP of the game, intensity still the same. I'm shooting out from my range with Peyton Manning tight aim. Can't stop me from scoring, so they result to just hacking. So that's 3 of us now, me, AI, and Shaqin'. Come and look to the eyes, I say, of a man with more heart than Hallmark on Valentine's Day. I'm the one that you've been raving about, like Ray Lewis. I think you ought to go and change your route, cause you don't know if I'm blitzing or if I'm sitting and reading, waiting for you to go and trip, drop back and throw up a pick, man.
Ain't no way they can know. 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 Ain't no way they can stop me now, Daddy, cause I'm on my way. I can feel my rain coming. It's the blood of a champion pumping deep inside my veins. Too much pride to be running. I'ma get what I can and more, even if my blood, my sweat, and my tears don't mean nothing. It's the heart of a champion.
It's the heart of a, it's the heart of a. It's like a big time decision made on how I can twerk it. If hard work pays off, then easy work is worthless. My work habit ain't no habit, man. I do it on purpose. I push myself to the limit, so my talent is surface. So now it's curtains and drapes on anybody who hates, disliking what I'm reciting, biting what I've been writing. I've been dog fighting, scratching and clawing on every height, trying to make you remember me like you remember the Titans. Cause I'm a warrior. My daddy was a soldier, a Vietnam vet. A little dirty, I thought I told ya. I'm supposed to whip up your town and test the roasters, even like Folgers, man. I'm young, black, and rich, as good as it gets, and giving your point guard fits. Think he the same pressure, but he ain't seen.
Hey, Coach Dan Mitchelson here with Farson-Eden Middle School track, boys and girls. Just like to go over some of the athletes to begin with. We have Aiden Neese, Jake Cook, Gage Householder, Cole Johnson, Ori Johnson, Cadence Jones, Kata King, Riley Nielsen, Rebecca Smith, Olivia Goakalea, Cash Jones, Logan Merkley, Keely Thorne, and Connor Weiss. And so those are the people that were on the track team this year. Big thank you out to some of these guys that really showed up twice a week for our meetings, and they did the quizzes online. They watched the videos, they suggested videos. They ran in the Cinco de Mayo 5K run, and so the people that were there all the time, that was Ori, Cole, Kata, Rebecca, Jay Cook was there quite a bit of the time, and then we had pop-ins from Riley Nielsen was there quite a bit of the time, and we had pop-ins from Gage and Cadence on occasion. And so the Cinco de Mayo run people, the participants in that finished the Cinco de Mayo run were Cole and Ori Johnson, and then Kata King and Rebecca Smith. And then the folks that completed the videos as of right now were Cole, Ori, Kata, and Rebecca. So watch out for those videos. I'm going to start right here at the start-finish line here at the track. Here's the start finish line, and I'm going to make my way out around here. Unfortunately, the 8th graders did not get a chance to participate in track and field this year. I was really looking forward to seeing Connor and Ori as 8th graders set stadium records for 8th grade in the shot put and discus. This is our discus ring, and these guys spend an awful lot of time down there. They spent a lot of time working on our discus ring to get the water moved off of it so that we could use it all the time. Okay, so the start of the 800, the start of the 400, the start of the 1600 all take place at this point, and we didn't get a chance to have any track meets at all this year. We were supposed to have our first ever Farson-Eden Middle School track meet against Rock Springs Junior High here, and because of the situations, that didn't occur, and so Cash never got a chance to run and set any kind of distance records for 8th grade boys 16 and 800 that he really enjoyed running in. We're coming up on the start of the 300 hurdles, and actually the exchange zone for the 4x1 and some of the other events. But 300 hurdles starting line right over here, staggered start. This is our triple and long jump pits. We had some kids in the past that have done an outstanding job with triple and long jump. All of those 7th grade people will be back with us next year for a chance to participate in that. You're probably thinking, man, Coach Mitch needs to get out here and do a little more exercise so that he can do a video and walk along without losing his breath, which is true. He should be doing that. And so this is our long jump, triple jump. We're coming up on the start of the 200 meter. The 200 meter starting right here. This is not only the open 200, but also the starting point for the 200 meter hurdles, which we run in middle school. And you can see off in the background the throwing pit for shot put. We had some great 8th grade shot putters that didn't get a chance to set a record in that. Okay, swinging on back around, we're about to come up on the staging area for the 100 and the 100 hurdles. In high school, this becomes the 110 meter high hurdles for boys and the 100 meter intermediate hurdles for the girls. And it's also the starting point for the 100 meter. So coming up on that, and let me just say that middle school track has always been an opportunity for students to learn about track and field, to go to meets and have an opportunity to learn how to participate, to know where they're going. And I've always appreciated students being involved in that. So it was really a shame that we couldn't do more this year, but I want to thank all those middle school students who took the time to participate in middle school track this year. Great job.
If you look into my eyes, you see where I've been. Every vein a road I've taken, all the blood it took to win. I never gave in to the fear or the shame. Every tear was a storm I battled with the sweat I beat the pain. Game don't wait for no one. You gotta fight even when you bleed. Never back down, never back down, never back down. Light that fire under your feet. You
ground. Beat play some hate, but most love that sound. Whenever life swung, I dug it and then I swung back. Till #1, I'm here for the spot above that. I'm never down for the count, I'm pound for pound.